Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Ring of Fire 2.0, the first episode of this year. I was hoping to have done an episode of it before now, but well, that's how shit works out for me. You should all know that by now. But yeah, the Royal Rumble 2015, or as I've called it for this episode, Peasant Squabble, because fuck me, Royal Fumble was way too obvious a joke. Very fitting, but way too goddamn obvious. Okay, let's see. You know what? This pay-per-view was so mediocre, I'm going to actually have to get the Wikipedia page out just so I can remember. Oh, wait, no. It's starting to come back to me. Okay, so the opening match. Well, should I even... you know what? I'm not going to mention. I'm not really going to talk about the pre-show match. So, though I guess for those wondering, actually, no, you know what? No, it was actually worth watching. The pre-show match was brand new. Was the New Day versus Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, and Tyson Kidd got the pinfall, and his team won. So, the pay-per-view was off to a good start on the pre-show, and then it was all downhill from there. Like, this pay-per-view wasn't complete shit. There were some redeeming attributes in some of the matches, but overall, you could skip this pay-per-view and you wouldn't really have missed much. So the actual opening match was the Ascension versus the New Age Outlaws. I have not watched WWE since TLC, so this feud made no sense to me. And at the same time, I was like, why the fuck are Legends threats to the Ascension? The Ascension on NXT were fucking unstoppable. Yet they actually get a decent fight out of two way past their prime guys. What the fuck? And it really just shows that the crowd is picky about what old guys they don't like and what old guys they do like. But luckily, the Ascension get the win anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Even though it was a really shit match. Because I'm doing this the day of, or depending on what the time difference is, maybe the day after, there isn't a time stamp for everything yet, so I don't know how long everything went, but this went on longer than it should have. Next was the Usos versus Miz and Mizdow for the tag titles. And I was unaware that there had been a tag title change. Or at least I was, but then totally forgot. I don't know what to tell you. Because like usually I'll at least keep up with what's going on. But in this case, I was completely void of WWE knowledge between TLC and now. So, yeah. The Usos retained, thank God, because, well, there'd already been a quick title change. I didn't want another one happening. Not really much to say about that match, because I honestly didn't really pay too much attention. Like, it wasn't terrible by any means, but I don't know, it's just not memorable. So it wasn't bad, but in retrospect, I barely remember anything from it, if anything. Though the finish was cool. One of the Usos went for a sunset flip powerbomb off the turnbuckles, but Miz held on. I think it was Miz. Anyway, it was either Miz or Mizdow. I forget. So the other Uso super kicks him in the face, which allows the powerbomb to happen, and then the splash, and then the Usos retain. That was kind of cool. Like, they actually won with a tag combination. I really prefer it when tag matches do actually end that way. Some sort of tag team, actual like tag team tactics helping them win has always been really cool to me. Because, you know, that's kind of the point. The Bella Twins versus Paige and Natalia, I almost didn't bother sitting through, but I knew I had to review this pay-per-view, so I sat through it, and I totally regret doing so, because it was horrible. Which is sad, because Natalia is a competent wrestler, Paige is a competent wrestler, Nikki Bella is becoming a competent wrestler, and Brie Bella sucks. And funnily enough, Brie Bella was the only one to botch that I saw in the entire match. When I was actually paying attention, Brie Bella was the only person who actually botched a move. And it was pretty much all downhill from there. The Bella Twins won because Nikki Bella started using a forearm smash as a finisher, and it's really, really not believable. She's too small. Like, against AJ, fair enough, because AJ's like friggin' a 13-year-old. But come on. No. Until she gets like Beth Phoenix jacked, no. That does not work. I would be like, even if she just went back to using a friggin' X Factor, I would like, you know, so like a sit out face buster, I'd be totally fine with that. But this fucking forearm / elbow is just, it's not that it looks horrible, it just doesn't seem like it would actually work as a finisher for her. I could see certain women using that and it being a legitimate finisher, but no, not Nikki Bella. Fifth match, Brock Lesnar beats Cena and Seth Rollins, and that pisses me right the fuck off. Like, you don't even know how pissed off I was because of that. Like, Jesus titty fucking Christ. This match was shit to start with, then got good, then had a bullshit ending. So, like, John Cena and Seth Rollins, when those two were just allowed to go, that was the best part of the match. The tension was really good, and then fucking right at the end, Brock Lesnar no sells. Like, after selling, going through, being like elbow dropped through a table by Rollins, after selling that for like, I don't know, 5 minutes, he jumps up like nothing's happened. So it's not he crawls back into the ring, just manages to get a second wind, and then wins. He fucking leaps back into the ring pretty much. Throws Cena and Rollins around like they're rag dolls. They both manage to, or at least one of them manages to get the upper hand on him, and it's Rollins, I'm pretty sure. Rollins catches him with the briefcase in the face twice, curb stomps him, and then Lesnar gets right back up and hits him with an F5 and wins. After the amount of putting over Cena did for Rollins in that match, that was a bullshit way to go out. Like, Rollins is going to come out smelling like roses anyway, but that was such a bullshit finish. I knew Rollins was going to be the one to get pinned as well. I mean, who the fuck didn't? Let's face it, that's the only reason he was in that match. So he could be the one to get pinned. Possibly also so he could prove himself as to whether he was a main eventer or not. But you know what? I hope Rollins cashes in before WrestleMania now. Because I would much rather Rollins as champion versus Reigns than Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, because that will be a terrible match. Speaking of, I'm pretty much done. Otherwise, I'm going to be bitching and moaning and ranting for like an hour if I keep on. So, the Royal Rumble match. Highlights were DDP showing up about almost halfway through and hitting pretty much everyone with a diamond cutter before being thrown out. Bubba Ray Dudley returning, if for nothing else, the Royal Rumble. That was pretty fucking sweet. Like, I legitimately marked out. I fucking, at the top of my lungs, like, screamed, "Oh my fucking god," or something to that effect. Because I did not see that coming. Like, I really should have, because they're in Philadelphia, but I totally forgot that he was no longer with TNA. So, you know, because I haven't really been keeping up with TNA much either. So, you know, let's see, what other highlights were there? It's only really a minor one, but Bray Wyatt having a stare down with the Boogeyman, who also was a special guest entrant. That was actually kind of cool, because it was like a sort of a creepy gimmick from, well, you know, a gimmick that was supposed to be creepy anyway, from several years ago, and you know, won the creepy gimmick now. And I guess we've had stare downs with Goldust and Bray Wyatt, so that was a further back sort of comparison. But yeah, that was kind of cool. Didn't last very long. Speaking of which, Bray Wyatt getting the CM Punk in, I forget what year it was, but you know how like 1 year CM Punk would just keep eliminating like one by one certain people and then just sort of talking on the mic? Yeah, they did something similar to that with Bray Wyatt, except for he waited until like the last elimination that he got, I'm pretty sure. I think it was anyway, that it was like the last elimination he got in a row anyway, that he finally did that and called them out. And then I forget if Brian came out then or whenever, but oh my god. That's another thing to bring up. Daniel Bryan got eliminated after having only been in the match for like 5 to 10 minutes. The crowd did not recover. If they did, it was very, very temporary. It was temporary. They would sort of start marking out for certain people, and then they'd get eliminated, and then they just go back to bitching and moaning that Brian's out. And I can tell you right now, I knew Brian wasn't winning. There is no way he would have won. I would have liked him to, but he's already main evented WrestleMania and won. There's no real point for him to win. If he won, he would have been screwed out of the thing anyway. And let's face it, if Cena can't beat Brock clean since, like, what? Was it 2013 the last time he beat him clean, or was it 2012? I think it was 2012. Was the last time he got a clean win over Lesnar. Well, you know, technically just got a win over Lesnar. And if he can't do it, then what the fuck would make people think Daniel Bryan can? Exactly. What else was there? Oh yeah, Curtis Axel was the guy this year that got the not even in the Rumble treatment, because he came out after Bray Wyatt called people out. I think it was then. I could be wrong. But then Rowan came out and kicked the shit out of Axel, and then went into the Rumble. Not taking his place, because apparently he was not officially in the Rumble at all. And Luke Harper was in the ring as well, and they made it seem as though Harper and Rowan were going to team up to beat the shit out of Bray. And then Luke Harper and Bray team up and kick the shit out of Rowan, and then Bray Wyatt throws them both out. Wow. Harper's trying to get rid of Rowan, and Bray pushes, or it might have been Rowan was trying to eliminate Harper, and Bray basically took advantage, got rid of Eric, and that caused Harper to fall off the apron, so he also was eliminated. So he was officially eliminated, and Rowan was just out of the ring. Which it seems like if they were trying to do something like that, Rowan would have just kept coming back in until he got dragged off by security or something, but okay. Zack Ryder actually came in and got a bit of offense in on Wyatt. I think that might have been when. I think Zack Ryder was the point where Wyatt did his little promo, and then Zack Ryder, of all people, comes out. It actually gets a decent amount of offense in on Bray Wyatt, only to go to eliminate him and be eliminated himself. So that was kind of funny. I even made a joke on Twitter that was like, "Oh, radio, over the top rope I go," which I'm kind of proud of that, because that's kind of funny. Stardust and Goldust kind of imploded a bit. Let's see. Well, that's interesting. Bray Wyatt got 6 eliminations. Rusev got 6 eliminations. Roman Reigns got 6 eliminations. 666. Anyway, that's literally the only reason I brought that up. Anyway, good lord. Oh yeah, Kane now has, even though Kane would not have been able to regain the single most the most eliminations in a single Rumble, because by the time he came out, there was 12 people left. 6 people in the ring, 6 people left to come out. So all he would have done is just tied with Roman Reigns. And he would have had to have won, and we knew Kane wasn't going to win the fucking Rumble. So he got 4 eliminations. But those 4 eliminations made him have the overall most eliminations ever in the Royal Rumble as a whole. He's got 40 something now. He had I think he had 38, and now he has 42. And the other point that they like to bring up is that Big Show, who got 5 eliminations apparently, which they finally explained how that works, is if 2 people throw a guy out, it counts as an elimination for both men, not just disregarding it or something, which I guess makes sense, because that's how Kane had 11 in the first place, but you know what I mean. So Big Show's apparently in the top 5 now of most eliminations in the Rumble overall. And that's another funny thing. A lot of people thought The Rock was going to be in the Royal Rumble and come in last. So when Dolph Ziggler's music hit, I laughed so hard. that some people thought were idiots and thought, like, it only was so hilarious because people were so confident that, like, so set in their ways of, oh yeah, it's going to be The Rock coming out last, we know it. And then it's Ziggler, because, like, after Big Show came out, after Cesaro came out, I was like, at 28, there was Big Show and Dolph Ziggler left. So I was like, wait a minute, The Rock can't be in it then. So I pretty much knew that it was Ziggler coming out at number 30. So that was so hilarious that pretty much everyone and their mother on Twitter was saying, oh no, it's going to be The Rock, it's going to be The Rock. And then it ends up, he comes out anyway, but that's coming out to help Roman after he's apparently won. But Big Show and Kane can't hack it, so they come in and try to beat him up. Well, technically, they do beat the shit out of him. And then The Rock comes in to make the save. Rusev, who apparently was not eliminated, but you just kind of thought he was, comes back in. You think it's going to be a sneak elimination and Rusev will win, which I think is the only reason they did that. But he runs into a spear and gets thrown out, so Roman still wins. I really had no issue with Roman winning, by the way. If he'd won last year, I would have had an issue with it. I mean, of course, I didn't want fucking Batista to win last year, and that was the only reason I would have liked Roman winning last year. But now I can go, okay, fine. At least it's not someone who's been in the main event scene at all before. I mean, like, yeah, technically he's main evented a pay-per-view once or twice, maybe. But, he's never really, to me, been a regular main eventer. He's more like an upper mid-carder or something like that. So, at least this is them trying to create a new star with the Royal Rumble, as opposed to what they've done for the last couple of years and just give it to someone that's either won it already, like Batista and Cena, or just generally someone who doesn't need it. Because let's face it, to legitimize Roman Reigns, he needed to win the Royal Rumble. So, fair enough. I can live with that. Would I have preferred someone like Bray Wyatt or Dean Ambrose winning? Yes. But, let's face it, the winner had to go up against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. So, yeah. They needed someone that was slightly more believable. I don't know why people would have wanted Daniel Bryan to win this and then go up against Lesnar, because that would be a pretty boring match. Because, well, if they let them go and actually let Bryan get in a lot of offense, then it would have been alright. But considering how the Cena matches have gone with Lesnar this past year and a bit, it would have been a fucking squash. So I'm totally fine with Brock Lesnar never facing Daniel Bryan. Especially since he has neck issues. Do you really want someone who's just coming back from a neck injury to go up against someone whose pretty much primary move now is just the German suplex? As if suddenly, at this point in his life, Brock Lesnar's taken so many blows to the head that he now only knows 4 or 5 moves. But yeah, everyone fucking loves him. I don't. I don't give a rat's fucking ass about Brock Lesnar. I was so hoping that Brock Lesnar... Yeah, see, I'm doing it again. I said this would happen earlier. God damn it. But... Oh, God, I wanted Lesnar to lose so bad. When it looked like he might have been legitimately injured, I was happy. That's how badly I wanted him to lose, people. I don't like wrestlers getting injured at all, but I was so happy when I thought that Brock Lesnar was legitimately injured. What does that tell you? Huh? Aside from the fact that I'm a bit of a horrible person. But, oh my god. This fucking pay-per-view. It could have been better than this. And it wasn't complete shit. I will give it that much. It was not complete shit. But would I watch this pay-per-view again? Hell no. You would have to pay me quite a lot of money to watch this pay-per-view again. And the funny thing is unlike, well, before I got the WWE Network, I wasn't paying to watch these pay-per-views. So you could have argued back then, well, you didn't pay for it, so fuck you. Or like, you can't bitch about it because you didn't pay for it, that kind of thing. Which I guess is kind of a fair point, but not really. You're still watching it. I guess it's more of a case of if you paid for it, you've got a better reason to bitch. Because it's like, I paid for this shit. Since I have the WWE Network, I technically did. So, like, yeah, having the WWE Network, I technically paid for this pay-per-view. So, that did not get my $9.99 worth. This pay-per-view wasn't worth 50 cents. Okay? Well, okay, that's a bit harsh. There was at least some good things about it. $5. I would have paid $5 for this pay-per-view. But not $10. Or actually, because of the difference in currency, it'd probably be more like $12 something Australian that I ended up paying. So, fuck this pay-per-view. Fuck the WWE. I am possibly, I'm not going to be one of those people that says I'm never watching again and then does. Because honestly, fuck those people. Whatever the... Oh, God. Okay, so they've gotten rid of Elimination Chamber and they've replaced it with something called Fastlane. Okay, I guess that makes more sense. Granted, they literally could have just called it the Road to WrestleMania. I'm guessing that's the gist they were going for. I would have just brought the name No Way Out back. But anyway, that's really about all I've got to say. I really can't think of anything else there was. There was like one or two CM Punk chants, I think. And again, the crowd pretty much completely died for the Rumble after Bryan got eliminated after being in it for 5 to 10 minutes. What the hell happened, WWE? What the fuck happened? The last couple of pay-per-views haven't been complete shit, I don't think, from what I can remember. I'd honestly have to go back and watch my reviews because I really fucking don't remember shit. TLC, I remember being pretty meh on, even though some people I know thought it was alright. Like, you know what, I'm just going to say it. I don't like being this jaded, okay? People probably, like, there are probably some people that enjoy giving WWE shit. I don't. I wish WWE is better. That's why I hate it when pay-per-views are terrible. Or at least, in this case, really mediocre, aside from a few aspects of it. Yes, you could, like, people have said, oh, well, they've got no competition. Yes, they fucking do. Every other goddamn show that's on at the same time as them. Which includes when pay-per-views air. Some people could have been going, oh, I could be watching, I don't know, when it's on Raw, when it's Raw, it's like, I could be watching The Walking Dead or something like that. I know people who actually do that. They'll start watching something else, and then when it ends, they'll switch over to Raw. So they'll have missed like an hour or two. And they don't care. I haven't watched Raw in like 3 years. And I don't even know how long it's been since I've watched SmackDown. But just so this doesn't keep going, I'm just going to end it now. But god damn it. If the next pay-per-view is shit, like complete shit, not sort of, oh, well, there was at least some good things about it. If the next pay-per-view is complete and utter shit, in my eyes anyway, I think I'm just going to skip WrestleMania. Or at least I'm not going to watch it live. I'll watch it because I'm going to review it. But that is literally the only reason I watch the Royal Rumble. So do with that what you will. To any Australians watching, Happy Australia Day, I guess. Since, yes, due to the time difference, it is Australia Day at the moment as I watch this. And god damn it, I can honestly say that I kind of wasted a few hours of my Australia Day that I could have spent doing something else. Like watching Blackadder, which is British, but oh well. Hell, I could have watched Faulty Towers, for fuck's sake. I could have done anything, but no, I decided to watch the Rumble so I could review it. But anyway, if Fastlane shit, WrestleMania 31 can suck a fat one. I'm Thomas Fireheart. I will see you next time.